Discord on the screen. I can't use the mic because it's too whatever. But the time I'm using my phone is doable.
I wonder what's going to go through your headphones when you talk. Like, if there's a time delay, if there's... Do you have sound?
There's sound.
Okay. Cool.
It's the usual delay.
Let's push it. You ready? Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and wow, there are like 5 of you guys out there. Hello, welcome, everybody. Let me put the thing away. All right, so I'm working on pillow number 3 still, but I finally gotten to the point where I have to add string, or rather replace the strings that have gotten too small. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Mind you, I did all these back here, which is, wait, let me see if I can move this camera real quick, show you what I did today. So all the way back to the back, I replaced one row, which is the string that is too short to be carried on. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to see if I can slide this down a little bit, is work on replacing some strings and showing you guys how I do it. If you're a long-time viewer, you've already seen this before. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Kevin, and I make some crazy big stuff sometimes. Maybe I'll get back to doing the smaller stuff. We'll see what happens. But anyways, I'm here with my lovely wife, Mandy. Whoops. Let's put her in the little window. Sorry. We worked out how she can actually say hi now. Say hi.
Hello.
So that's pretty neat. Hi, Amanda. Hello, Minute Craft. Wow, that's weird to have 2 Amandas. That's fun. Before we go too far, though, we do have an incentive for chatting here, and that incentive is the secret word game, where you chat and you stand a chance of winning if you find that one magic word that does the thing. Our chat bot will come up and tell you when you have said the word, and then we send you some bracelets. So the top one was made by me, and the bottom one was actually made by Minute Craft. So we should probably give her an extra special thanks for... Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button there. Should go for the red button. That's the one. Okay. I'm not deliberately trying to put my wife on the spot. So, like I was saying, I gotta change out these strings. So you can see these are pretty short. They're not the tiniest things, but I find that it's a little bit easier to not wait until the last second. And off to the side, just out of the camera view, I have really long strings. Yeah, I think it's the Discord, and I don't know how to make that stop. Because that's how we have Mandy talking. I'm not sure if there's a trick for that. I think I know how to do it. Hang on. Aha! Is the thing gone now? The echo? I think it did it, because I was kind of hearing it too. Did I eliminate the echo? Yeah, 2 AWOLs, that's scary. Did I do it? Alright.
Can you still hear me?
Yes. We just had to mute the second version of me. So yeah, we're trying new technology and seeing how it goes. So any of my Patreon supporters... Whoop, robot subscriber. Hang in there. Don't fall. Don't. Oh. So any of my Patreon people can actually join the insiders chat over on Discord, and their voice too will be able to be heard here in the live stream. So just as another incentive to join the Patreon thing. Oh, there's still an echo? Okay, now I honestly don't know why there would be. It's not two Kevins, I can assure you. I wonder if it's my voice is being picked up by her phone. Well, let me know if it gets super annoying, and then we will kill the Discord, I guess. Because I can't imagine there's anything else that could possibly be causing it. The hope was that we were going to be able to include Mandy in the conversations and have fun. And I got so distracted, I think I kind of missed showing you guys how I just added those strings. Yeah, I think that might be the problem. I think it might be Mandy's phone is picking up my voice. So yeah, I'll just move the mic in a little closer and see how that goes. Because when it happens, I hear it a little bit here as well. I'm not sure if that means I'm somehow getting broadcasted onto my own speakers or what's going on. But yeah, I'm actually kind of contemplating if there's a way to get the Mandy cam to be able to be from another room. I haven't quite figured out the trick of that one yet. But if she can be in another room, then she can use the Discord and actually become active vocally to the whole chat thingy as well. So that would be nice. But yeah, we're still experimenting. It's still have high hopes of producing quality content for you guys. Alright, so like I said, I'm just replacing this one color until I get all the way to the other side, then I'll do some more knots. So these strings are short, and all I'm doing is I do half of the knot and set one upwards and one is downwards. So the one that's downwards is the one that was staying still, and that's the one I'm going to wrap string around. Now the strings I'm using are a little more than 2 meters long. It's like 2.3 or something. It's 1/3 of a skein. And if you don't know how to cut your skeins into thirds, check out my video on that, because I actually did a video for it. It was something Mandy came up with, and it was so genius that I still use it exactly how she taught me. String chicken is no fun. I hate string chicken. Oh, interesting, fun thing. Oh wait, here, sorry. I just went and completed that knot, locking in those 2 strings. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. My brain is like complete ADHD mode here today. Okay, so I tied that knot that secured the two strings I was replacing in, and now I just take the long one, tie half a knot, put the short one through the middle, and tie the second half. And then I take the long one and I tie half of it, and put the short one through again. And I like to do this a few times to help make sure that when I cut these things nice and short in the back, that there's no chance of them unraveling, even if I put this whole work through a washing machine, which I will do when the whole thing's finished. So, I was talking with somebody over on the Instagrams, and they were telling me about a bracelet they wanted me to play with. They thought it'd be fun, but for whatever reason, the number that they had for it in, I don't remember if it was Bracelet Book or the bracelets.net, but the number was no longer valid, and all they had was the bracelet. So I got playing around today with my graph paper, figured out how many strings was in this thing, got playing with the graph paper, and actually worked it out and was able to send her the pattern for it. And I'm thinking about, actually, I'm just going to make the thing because it was a pretty cool looking bracelet anyways. So, yeah, it was kind of my distraction for the day. Okay, it was fun. I enjoy the challenge of trying to figure out like how a pattern is done. And yeah. But yeah, it's a 10 string bracelet, which is a little bit kind of, well, my feeling about that is because 10 string isn't great for the kumis. But like I said, it's a cool pattern. I can see some possibilities for doing some variation on it. So we'll see how that goes. So it's nice to see that we have a bunch of viewers. I noticed that some people might not have been signed in. Apparently, if you don't sign in, you're not allowed to comment, which I suppose is a good thing. It keeps people from hiding behind anonymity stuff, so that's cool. But it'd be a lot cooler if everybody was chatting. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 more of these little add-on thingies. Yeah, so I'm not sure how this is going to go down because right now this color that I'm replacing kind of really needed it, and then there's this other shade of red which will need it in the next pass. But the other ones are kind of coming up quick as well, and I don't want to have to replace 2 and 3 colors at the same time, so I really don't know how this is gonna go down here soon. Kind of bracing for the whole thing. What you can't see what I'm doing here is I put the two ends really close together and then drag this through my fingers until I get to the loopy part, and that's the part that I need to put across this bottom string so that way I have a nice long string to replace. Now see, just tie this part off and those are locked into place. Yeah, I don't know if anybody is knows this here, but um, Rainbow Haze Shop is an amazing bracelet maker who has decided to use her floss for something else. She's gone off and now doing the whole embroidery thing. And if you don't already, you should probably go follow her over on the Instagrams and check out some of the cool stuff that she's making. It's totally cool. I get it that some of it just takes forever to do, but she's actually pretty quick at this stuff. And then while you're over there, you have to look up Minute Craft and check her stuff out. She is an amazing bracelet maker who somehow manages to kick out bracelets relatively quickly, it seems. And I suppose if you're adding those two, you should double check to make sure that you've already added me as well, because yeah, I'm over there on the Instagrams as well, with the same nickname, the same AKA AWOL, also known as AWOL. And I don't post that quickly, but mostly because it takes a long time for me to accomplish much on my projects. So I try to at least complete a whole row or something before I post again, because otherwise it just sort of looks the same, I think. Oh, and if you're, I'm not sure, can you see if on the description, do I have a Discord link? Did I? I did. Okay. So yeah, from this video you can actually go follow the link and join my Discord. So what is that for? Well, during the week, if I'm just sitting here in the office tying knots, I often open up the chat and the video for me here at the desk, and you can hang out, you can ask me questions, and you can talk about, yeah, just about anything. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's pretty relaxed. I might still have videos and stuff playing, but yeah, it's kind of fun. I notice that when I have somebody watching over like that I tend to stay a little bit more focused on my work. I don't know how or why, but it works out kind of neat. So oh no. I just realized. So, okay, give me a second here. I'm gonna do a thing. Where is? The file. Okay, so my Patreon and insiders, if you go take a look over at the chat inside of Discord, you can see the pattern I created. I forgot I could share that stuff with you guys. For a 10-string pattern, it's pretty cool. Yeah, there is something to that as well. I agree. Plus, talking to somebody else is kind of nicer than checking and seeing if there's anything fun on Reddit or other social media platforms that can become the 5 minutes becomes 2 hours sort of stuff. Yeah, nicer than talking to yourself. So this is kind of cool. It's moving along kind of quickly. Typically, I do like the whole segment around when I'm adding the string, and it's just like doing a whole row with an added, nuisance. I think I kind of like this a little bit better because I can get the part of it that's slow and annoying up out of the way, and then I can go back to just doing a normal row again. So yeah, I might do this a little bit this way a little bit more often. I'm pretty sure in the long run it pretty much comes out to the same amount of time going into it, but the sense of accomplishment is kind of greater, kind of more rewarding. And for a dopamine deprived brain like mine, those little wins are super motivational. So Chinese New Year stuff is all over with. We got the Valentine's Day thing is ahead of us, which somebody was pointing out a conspiracy theory I thought was hilarious. Apparently, Valentine's Day was invented by Scorpios, hoping to turn this time of year into a breeding period to create more Scorpios. So I can't argue against the theory. I have no proof, so I don't know. I put it in the insiders chat. I could probably, let's see. Well, it's in Discord. Oh, I can put it in this one. La, la, la. Okay, so I put it in the other insiders chat thing. I was actually did it in the one that's actually connected to the video. So now it's in the other.
Which channel this is? Extra.
Right. So we have Siri, hi, hello. And then, did I? Oh, it's Jack. Hey, Jack. Welcome to live stream. I am busy trying to add strings and I'm trying to show people how I just came up with a pattern here today for somebody who was actually she was a former Patreon person. She came to me wanting to try to work out a pattern. She couldn't figure out how to do something to be able to be linked to a television show. And I put it together for her, and she was so impressed she joined Patreon, which was really cool. She didn't stay on there, financial reasons and whatnot, but still reaches out to me occasionally. There was a pattern that was in question. I can't remember what we were, what brought up the idea of the pattern. I think maybe when I was talking about wanting to break down patterns from the various websites, she wanted to give me the website for this one, but unfortunately they changed the numbers, and periodically they consolidate. They take out all the ones that were duplicates, and then the numbers get changed, and nobody seems to see why that's a problem, but whatever. So the number she had for it was no longer the right number. And for someone like Jack who probably doesn't understand what I'm talking about, so there's a couple websites that actually store patterns for various bracelets and stuff, and each one is numbered, so when somebody posts a picture of a bracelet, they'll say, oh, this is 5,437 over on Bracelet Book or on bracelets.net, and then other people can go to those websites, punch in that number, and they can have that bracelet pattern, which is all fine and good. But like I said, occasionally a bunch of numbers get changed when the system updates or purges or something, and yeah, I just see this as a complete total problem. Like that's not cool at all. There seems to me it has to be an easier way of doing it, and having worked in SQL, I know that if you're going to get rid of certain ones, you can then make those other numbers become eligible for the new things coming in. So, but that's because I'm more of a nerd, and yeah, it is what it is. Is it 35 years now? So 87. Yeah, ouch. 35 years of bracelet making. Holy crud. Yeah, so my anniversary for that will be this August. 35 years. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I was just telling somebody else earlier today about how I'm going to start looking for work, and their first concern was, what about the knots? What are you going to do about, bracelet making? What, are you just going to give all that stuff up and the YouTubes and all that? And no, I definitely, I find my work here to still be something that, means a lot to me, and I will still keep this stuff going as well as my webpage and all that. I just won't have as many hours during the week to dedicate towards my knots, so but no, it's important to me. Oh yeah, so yeah, we just had my wife and I just celebrated our 11th wedding anniversary. We did it on a cruise took us up the coast of Malaysia and ended up in Phuket, and it was really really good. Um, when I was supposed to be able to get off in Penang, unfortunately, I ran into some trouble because the night before was my birthday slash anniversary, and ended up overeating, and the next morning I was wrecked for it. Well, so I overate, plus I had like 6 cocktails, so between the alcohol and the food and everything else, my stomach was an absolute mess the next morning, and we decided not to get off the boat. And mind you, by like 10-11 o'clock I was feeling much better, but it was already, we couldn't take the tour thing that we were signed up for. So we had a much more quiet kind of day. And then when we finally made it to Phuket, we went ashore and headed pretty much straight over to my tattoo guy, and my wife and I can actually count the number of times that we have been to Phuket based on the tattoos. So that was a lot of fun. That was, and our guy, he knows us, and you know, it's always fun. Yeah, so the funny thing about the new career thing is, honestly, I feel so inadequate compared to a lot of Singaporeans, because most people that I'm around know how to speak at least two languages, and me, you know, I'm the dumb American who just does the one, right? And probably not all that great at that either. So yeah, I'm really kind of at a loss for what is my kind of, you know, what would I go do for a living. Mind you, I really kind of just want to do like a part-time thing, mostly because there's still plenty of stuff to do around the house all the time. My father-in-law will be back here this week, and I have no idea what we're in for when it comes to him. He has Alzheimer's, and he was difficult before he left. I'm sure he's going to be more difficult when he returns. So I have that to look forward to. Yay. But yeah, I definitely want to keep my Saturdays open again, because I'm still trying to get this YouTube thing off the ground. If this thing was able to produce money and afford me the ability to have giveaways and do a lot of fun stuff, that would be great. Like, I would really enjoy that. So I don't want to give up on the channel. And I am going to work on some videos and things. Like, I really should have worked on it, making a video out of the process of taking apart an image that was sent to me of a bracelet, and then how I turned it actually into a pattern. But it kind of spur of the moment thought, I want to try it, and then next thing I know, I was done. So it's funny how that works like that. Like, I can go like long times where I'm like not interested in trying to sort out that kind of thing, and then some days it just happens, and you know, I've got all the energy in the world for it, and yeah. So Jack, you were saying your daughter's doing yoga and stuff. So is that what she uses her YouTube for? Is to do the yoga, or is this just her account for watching videos? Yeah, so Minute Craft, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a good video idea, and maybe I can still kind of salvage the idea and show how it's done. Because yeah, it's a pretty neat pattern. It's the kind of pattern that I guarantee you, if I made it and then try to share it, people are going to ask me what the pattern number is for sure. It's that cute. And I've actually gotten the string out to make it, so I can really go one further than just doing a video on how the pattern's made. I can actually show what the bracelet looks like afterwards. So, because yeah, I thought it'd be a cool gift. Yeah, I wouldn't mind learning a bit more of the whole yoga thing to try to increase my flexibility. I recently noticed that I lack the ability to sit Indian style. When I try to cross my legs, my hips just start kind of screaming in pain, begging me to stop. So I could use a little bit more flexibility, but I have to be cautious. I have a herniated disc that I damaged back when I was like 19 years old. That's so good. I have no idea. Sounds like magic. It's kind of cool. I wonder, did you click on the link or something? I have no idea. On the big screen. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I have a small advantage. My computer days started in my teens while I was all, hyped up in high school. So my understanding of computers is a little bit different. Kind of like we were talking last night about how dangerous the whole phishing thing can be. And anybody else out there, yeah, don't fall for phishing tactics. It's an increasingly big industry out there. People trying to find ways to infiltrate and take things, be it your email accounts or whatever. If there's a value for getting it, they will try. Yeah, to be honest, I went to a personal trainer before, and they seem to have a pretty good grasp on the whole um, what to not do because of the herniated disc thing. The only problem was this person was very, very, very gay, and the whole touching and comments things that were coming from this person made me really, really uncomfortable. And so yeah, I had to quit that. I was not amused by the type of attention I was getting. So yeah, I can join the whole Me Too movement. So there we have it. So in one day, I was actually able to add all the string I needed for this particular row all the way across. So that is highly encouraging and seems to me a smarter way of doing this. A lot of times, I honestly believe the secret to getting a lot done is tricking your brain into seeing the reward of completing a row or completing a segment area or whatever it is. If you can get yourself kind of excited about that, these big projects will go a whole lot faster, a whole lot easier. Because if you're only going to get the dopamine rush of completing the whole thing, you've got a long ways to go, and it's just going to feel daunting and terrible in general. So getting excited about something much smaller and something that happens more frequently is kind of a good thing. So yeah, this purple here, the second color, is in fact getting kind of short. The blues and the yellow are still relatively long, but the mid colors are getting near to where they're going to have to be replaced. So I'm not sure when that's going to happen. The place that I was going to, there was just the one instructor, and it was a yoga class by day and a bar in the evenings. And yeah, they ended up closing down the whole pandemic phase or whatever. Was too hard on the thing. I didn't feel too bad. I mean, you know, good things would have happened for good people, but if you're kind of on the creepy side, then I suspect you can expect it to not go well. So, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't get the whole purple running out so soon. That's really kind of throwing me off a bit here. Because if I have to change that, then I'm probably going to have to change the orange as well. And like I said, I didn't want to have to change out too many colors all at once. But it certainly looks like we're getting to a point where that's going to happen. Let me bring this down. So I don't know if anybody noticed, but I posted a picture of this earlier today on the Instagrams. I love doing the style that I did. I take a nice squared off photo and then I split it in half so that way you can see it all in its glory, because trying to take a square picture to fit the Instagram doesn't work out so well. So splitting into two squares really does. So I'm thinking I might not be able to resolve the entire segment of this area without replacing the purple, which is okay. It's just going to change the way I do my row across. So instead of bringing this all the way down to make the same shape as what we have above it, I'm going to end these ones a little sooner. So yeah. So it looks like in this row I will replace the sort of burgundy color and the purple. Okay, I have an answer for that, and unfortunately I can't send Mandy to get it, so hang on, I have a perfect answer. this. Wait, how do you know this?
No, because you're not on the camera.
I really wait. Mandy cam is down for a second there. Sorry. Okay, so different strings. Hang on, first get drink. Okay, so this one I remember. This is the Daiso string. So that one is just slightly smaller than this, which is the DMC floss, and this, where you can really see the difference, is the China floss. All right, so small, medium, big. It's pretty small difference, and here's like single-stranded versus these are the double-stranded, and I've done that. And then this is a separate carrier who has the fluorescent flosses. So what I've done was I basically made myself a little swatch set of the different ones, because the first bag I made was out of this Daiso floss, and that difference, like that right there, for every single one of the loops, which there were, is it 12 loops? I think there's 12 loops, 12 or 24 loops. That significance made the bag so much bigger that my wife didn't want to carry it. So I did the most painful pattern I have ever done. Spent a couple months putting together a bag, and my wife carried it for a little bit and went, you know, it's just really too big. Sorry, don't want to use it. So yeah, that's the big difference in these flosses. Oh, the other thing is there's a process where they put the strings by a flame that get rid of little microscopic burrs and stuff that comes from the string. That is true with the DMC and as well as the stuff from China. The Daiso floss, though, however, does not have that done and makes it stick like Velcro. And my wife absolutely hates doing the braided kumi loops like this because it's so difficult to just grab one single strand. So yeah, to anybody who does work with the different mediums, I suggest finding a pattern that's simple for you, like such as this, and then doing the same things together with each of the different strings, so then you can actually compare. And I use calipers to measure my bracelets, so that way I can actually do the math and figure out like how many strings to make X wide of a bag, or like this to know that I needed 288 strings, which is 2 grosses of strings, in order to make an 18-inch pillow. That's how I did it. Where do you get suddenly? Anyway, so yeah, hopefully that can kind of answer the question, and I honestly believe it's good advice. Even if, let's say, that person was going to do cross stitch, right? I would suggest taking one little bit of fabric and making that your sampler, and put down a row of you know, DMC. Maybe you write out DMC with it, you know, and China brand and whatever, each one, so you can actually see the difference. Maybe you even go so far as picking out the same colors, so as you can see if one particular brand has more sheen to the threads. uh, yeah, so in order for me to actually change out a color along this, in case anybody is kind of curious, it takes 16 skeins of the color that I'm going to get changed out to all be cut into thirds to make the 48 strands necessary to complete one row. Which to me sort of just blows my mind every time I think about that. Like, that just seems like 16 skeins. Like, I remember back in my youth when I was poor, and like getting 16 skeins was, you know, getting enough to make a few bracelets to earn some money. And now it's just like that's just enough to get me one row across this whole big thing. It blows my mind. Yeah, so Rainbow, I truly believe that there is such a significant difference in the thickness. I mean, I don't know if you split your strands. I know some people take embroidery floss and then they split it down to even smaller amounts. I personally kind of always was like, just use the whole thing. You know, yes, you can get twice as much if you split it in half, but making the little X's really pop is sort of a thing. So yeah.
Oh,
Is there strange sound effects going on here, guys? I have no idea where it came from. That was really, really weird. Yeah, so yeah. Like I said, I know that that's a thing. Splitting it in half and all, but alright. So I wish I could actually get the camera closer. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna try. It's really weird. Alright. Try to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. I'm only kind of going part way through this here because I am going to end up changing out the purples. They're just getting a little too short, a little too close for comfort. Which is weird because they're not used as much as the burgundy that's before it. Which leaves me with the whole, then why do I need to change it so soon? But I guess it's not that many different knots that are left off, I guess, overall. I don't know. Ah, sorry. Yeah, thread chicken is no joke, man. So in the very near future, I will have to replace the red as well as the orange, leaving the only two other ones, which will be the blue and the yellow, which will probably be a row or two after that. So essentially everything is going to get replaced. We're not quite to the halfway point. I remember kind of talking about this before, but at the halfway point is going to be the row is going across is going to be a little bit wider, so it's going to accent it. The big question, of course, is which of the two different color things will it be? I don't know, because I haven't figured out where the middle is. But we're coming up on it. And the fact that we're having to replace strings before getting to the middle means I'm going to have at least 3 times where the strings are replaced. So that is what it is. It was a little bit disappointing as I was approaching the halfway point and hadn't changed anything. I had high hopes, but no, it's going to take 3. My new craft is so sad. That is like, I have so much empathy for you. So for Jack and anybody else who doesn't play the whole string chicken game, the idea here is when the string is getting kind of short, you still hope that you can complete the project and you try to go for broke, hoping that it will make it all the way to the end. And when you lose at this game, basically the string got too short to continue on to actually complete the project. And on some projects, unlike this, you can't just add the strings. So, yeah, losing can mean that the whole thing that you've been working on, which could literally be days, doesn't work out for you. And, yeah. Kind of why I cut my string in thirds and don't try calculators and stuff. There are some people who will judge by the number of knots in a particular work how long they should cut their string. Me, I go for as long as I can comfortably tie my knots with. And yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I find that cutting the strings in the third gives me 3 long equal pieces to work with, and typically there isn't a bracelet that I could make that would actually run the string out before getting to the end. At least normal pattern stuff. I'm pretty sure that like there has to be something different for people who do alpha patterns. An alpha pattern is where the string goes straight back and forth. So yeah, that's different. String checking, frogging. Okay, so frogging is when you've made a mistake and you have to take things out to go back and fix it. So yeah, that's an unfortunate event. Did you hear that? There are strange sounds happening outside of our place. I have no idea what that was, but it was really, really weird. It's nice to think that maybe these videos will be preserved for that long. I would love the notion that somebody in the future discovers my channel and we're like, heck yeah, let's check this stuff out. That'd be awesome. And watch this, Jack. At some point, these women will start teaming up and start talking about food and things. It never seems to fail as we go into the second hour of the live stream. We just had pizza the other night because last week, for some odd reason, that became a topic of discussion. But I had the plant-based Whopper here this evening, so I'm feeling pretty good at the moment.
You had more than a plant-based Whopper.
I did have a bit more. I did. That's not to say that I couldn't eat more, though. Yeah, I am still using the waist tonic. Twice a day. I can't really say what I think it does. I mean, like, per se. I haven't had as much back trouble, so that's kind of good. I have been able to focus a little bit better on my work. I think it's having a good effect on me, but yeah, it's kind of neat. I hate the taste of it. I really that every time you try to look up this stuff, they're like, "Oh, and it tastes so good." I have no idea what they're comparing that to because that does not ring true for me at all. but I have recently come to understand that there are other Chinese herbal drinks. Most of them are more or less wine based, but the waist tonic stuff is not wine based. So supposedly because there is no alcohol in it, um, it's even safe for pregnant women. But I have no idea what kind of concoction this stuff is. But yes, I am still taking it. Yeah, Jack's not even same time zone. He's like, if if we have a thunderstorm, he's going to hear it relatively the same time we do. All right. So I suppose I shouldn't be so shocked that I'm actually making such great progress here this evening, but I really am pleased with the outcome. If I can get all the way across with this, I can go ahead and cut up more string and do that. I don't know, did I mention this earlier? Like, I have this thing about having to get the string on quicker because I have a gecko in this room, and over where I've hooked the strings up, he apparently during the night gets himself tangled in it, and then the strings are going to end up on the floor or at least wrapped around other hooks, and I have no idea if he just goes into panic mode like, it's got me, ah! But the strings are in a complete disarray by morning. So yeah, I don't like leaving the string on the hooks anymore. Yeah, you know what? I definitely suggest maybe giving it a try. The waist tonic stuff really, I kind of want to hear somebody else's opinion, like that is not gonna just automatically think that it's a thing in case it's not. I'd love to hear somebody else's opinion, like, you know, if they too feel like the brain fog has gone away, kind of thing. Because I don't know, I'm afraid of it being a placebo effect, but it really does seem to have done some good for me. So yeah. So I don't know if you've seen it before, but over on my wall over there are a series of hooks. And yeah, for whatever reason, during the night, the gecko gets up to no good over there. I have no idea why. I have no idea why they're even in this room. I don't see any other bugs or anything. I have no idea what they could possibly want in this room, but they patrol it, and apparently my strings are a problem.
They just like playing with it.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. I mean, because seriously, it. I had on hook number 3 and number 5, and this morning a couple strands were wrapped up around hook number 1, as well as some other strands were off over tangled up by there's a tripod stand over there.
You didn't take photo evidence?
No. After I took the string down, I thought about taking photo evidence and was like, God, yeah, but no. I should I should plug in one of the security cameras into the room and put this have the strings and stuff up there and just record it during the night and see if I can capture the moment of when it's all happening, because they have the infrared and everything. I would be able to see the little geckos doing it. It'd be hilarious. That could be a fun video to share on the YouTubes. Wait, as in it looks like the actual bracelet size for the Barbie doll? Like scale model down to size?
See Rainbow's things. The whole threat from Rainbow.
Because the gecko doesn't have money for pockets for strings. Aww. Ah. Yeah, I played with some, I have somewhere around here some actual threads that I was going to do something similar to that. Yeah, it's a real trick to work something that small. Because what I was going to do is contact the guy that made this ring and make a bracelet, this chevron style, the size of the inlay, and then have him do that and put the coating stuff over it. So I'm pondering having another sale over on my website. Um, I have this serious desire to get a pair of sneakers that are expensive, and yeah, maybe I could sell some of my bags or something. Yeah, so the trick is you kind of need to have something to hold the strings out flat. So I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's a bracelet making loom that I think is pretty retarded for the most part. But you kind of need something like that when you're working with the tiny threads to kind of keep everything nice and flat and keep the threads in the order. But yeah, it is doable. I have played with it. My eyesight sucks, so I hate working on stuff that small. But yeah, it is doable. I can attest. When you said it, I'm like, oh, yep, somebody's doing the thing. So what's a flash sale? I suddenly had wrong images in my head and immediately thought, but nudity like that is illegal here in Singapore. Flash sale. Flash. Gordon. He'll save every one of us. Yeah, you guys don't realize she has to like put up with me like all the time. The only saving grace is she thinks that when I'm confused, she thinks it's cute. Which, of course, I find confusing. Yeah, that works. We can do that. It's kind of what I got the Discord for, is to be able to talk with people who have ideas that can help kind of get the channel where it needs to go. Anything to get me the Nimbus 25. I think the fact, oh, and there's, for like a $20 difference, there's the Nimbus Platinum, Nimbus something. What is it? What's the, there's an advanced version of the shoe, which I think is just, it has a better paint job, but it looks really cool. You know what it is? Is it? Where I see. Here's Magic Cool. For some odd reason, I don't see the fancy one anymore. Which is weird.
You put in a Nimbus 25.
Yeah, but there's like a...
It's not Nimbus. Something.
Platinum. Yeah, it's the Gel Nimbus 25 Platinum. I knew it had something fancy at the end. I think I kind of wonder if it's just the paint job, but tell me that doesn't look fun. Wait, can I show you guys? hit the wrong. The button for this is right next to the button for Mandy. That was weird. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're made for people who have the high arches like me. And yeah, when walking in them at the store, I tried them on. It was like walking on squishy clouds, and my feet felt so awesome. It was amazing. Yeah, so now my head is in the clouds as I try to come up with reasonable ways to come up with $279. Yeah, we had seen ASICs taking a pretty predominant role in the tennis players that Mandy was watching the Australian Open and then suggested that we should go try some on, and for some odd reason we ended up with this particular line, and yeah, I've been obsessed ever since. I see that. We have insider jokes getting sent around here. What? Oh no, those are hideous. No, these are normal. They're just made for doing long walks and stuff. Apparently, like that's part of their whole pitch too, is the fact that, you know, you'll be able to go further. And considering I can do some pretty long walks, um, being able to do that with less jarring back pains and stuff, yeah, that would be awesome.
The one better.
The blue with the orange? That one? Wait, yeah, so this one is two. The all orange. So this is the one you like best? Alright, I'll show you guys what Mandy's in the background here saying that she likes. So yeah. And you save 20 bucks. Thanks, John. I'm not sure that they really even consider these ones to be arrowheads at this point when it kind of closes off so soon, but sure. So yeah, those shoes, it felt like there was like no contact, like there's no jarring motion to the lower back or anything. So yeah, that's why I got my hopes up to one day having them. Yeah, yeah, they are kind of spendy, but yeah. See, John, you kind of missed it earlier. We were changing out strings and getting this together. Turns out though, I'm going to have to actually change these purple ones. So I'm not doing a whole segment like I normally would, because I'm going to have to cut another 16 skeins to cover another row. That's the orange. No, but it's the same orange as the other one.
I don't think the men's is an orange.
That's sort of close to the other. My wife has me now looking at shoes, and I totally. Wait, let's try this. Where did that other one go? That was so weird. The orange one that was also a number. I don't see it now. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little mildly distracted here, but I love the idea of, so that there, Looks like that one there.
It's the women's one you're looking
This one?
at. The other
Oh,
one.
the other one. Yeah. No, because I'm in the men's. Oh, it does.
No, you're not.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's why it didn't show up in the other thing. Yeah, turns out, kids, I'm not that smart. Yeah, it seemed like I was constantly changing up through strings on the big wall project. That was daunting. Yeah, I still sit some mornings and look at that big project and I'm just amazed at the fact that I actually completed the whole thing and that it's done and that it's a thing, and it brings me so much joy to have it, completed. But there's just no way in hell I want to do another. No, I'm in live chat. I'm just getting distracted over here with Mandy and the whole shoe thing. Because she brought up the possibility that if they had it in her size, we could get matchy, which I would love to have, like whole matching outfits with my wife. When we were on holiday, we saw couples who matched their stuff. Hell, we saw families who all matched their stuff, and I'm just like, hell yeah, that's cool. So out of curiosity from people who are obviously smarter than me, Nimbus is a cloud? Am I getting that right? So you're walking on clouds is the gist? So which clouds are the Nimbus? Is that the really high up in the stratosphere ones? Strappy dresses. Ha 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 ha. Nimbus are the poopy clouds? I'm learning science, guys. Wait, Nimbus are rain clouds? Oh shit. I got the wife's phone, which has also got the discuss on it, so check this out. So the Nimbus is the rain cloud, so it's basically we're like something like 80% water, so these shoes are carrying the water around. Is that the gist? I don't know. I always wonder why people name things the way they do. I would have thought they would have gone with the puffier cloud, the cumulus one. Yeah, for the other people who are tuned into this and wondering about John and his Instagram account, he is a person who has fallen victim to the scam that you're helping your friend regain access to their account when in fact you're basically um, handing over the authorization to your own account. And it's a pretty interesting scam, and it happens to people who have a lot of followers and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those unfortunate things. And I realize that there is another nefarious purpose that could be used for this. So my first thought would be the easy one is that once having control of the account, they could advertise whatever they wanted to, Bitcoin, whatever. And coming from John seems like a decent guy or whatever that you might actually trust and buy into it. But an alternative usage for it is when people want to buy follows, they don't. Instagram, knows the difference between bots and actual people and stuff. So grabbing a hold of this account means that they have a verified account that they can use to follow other people. So, you get enough of these things. Um, yeah. But yeah, just something to watch out for. There's bad players out there, and who knows what motivates them to do what they do. But yeah. So I'm pretty pleased, like I said earlier, pretty pleased with how fast this is coming along. I, of course, always want to be able to accomplish more faster, but, you know, kind of being realistic about it, this isn't bad for how much time I put in. So, yeah. Trying to see, there's a issue with the focus based on the angle of the camera. I'm going to fix that a little bit. Let's see if that works a little better. So, what else is going on here? I don't know if I mentioned this, my father-in-law returns here soon, so there's going to be a fair amount of time dedicated to him, and he's got a number of doctor's appointments that he'll have to see here shortly. And a lot of stuff going on in the personal life around here in the near upcoming weeks. So, yeah, if I don't quite get the kind of progress, you don't see a whole lot of updates on Instagram, you'll have to understand that there are some other things going on as well. Supper. I read super, and got very confused. Supper. Yeah, I am really trying to diet, but I really want something, and I don't think there's anything in the house. Is there something? I'm getting a look. Wait. See that look? That's a look of somebody who may have planned ahead. Did you plan that? For yourself, but not for me? Ooh, there might be something. I have no idea what the thing is.
The spring onion pancake with ham and eggs.
You'll have to have Mandy explain what that is. I have no idea. I just saw a little package. Some kind of spring onion thing. You know, I don't think I've actually ever tried Nutella. And suddenly, I have no idea what the girls are saying. The chunk who's green? Is that me? And suddenly I'm thinking the Monty Python thing where in the movie The Meaning of Life and the operating room and the guy came in and says, ah, I see you have the machine that goes ding. So yes, apparently I have snackies for later, so that's good. I actually tried to sleep in a little bit today because I knew I'd be up late for this. But I have a feeling I'll be sleeping in tomorrow as well. Ah. Oh no, heaven forbid. No typos. I make typos even when I use the speech to text. That's how bad I am. Like that seems to be like an extra stupid kind of bad. I'm not sure how much further I have before I get to the center. Um, Once I have the center, I will know exactly how much longer till I get to the completion. Okay. So right now we are at coming up on 8 inches. So see, 9 is the halfway point. I'm thinking maybe the bright row gets the extra row. I don't know. It's coming up soon though. We are almost halfway. Alright, well, good night, Menu. Again, in case anybody else missed it earlier, she is the one who helped make that second bracelet, the lower one. And you guys should be really trying to comment, lots of comments, see if you can win that thing, because it's really nice. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing this for too much longer here. I too am getting a little bit on the sleepier side. But I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. It's it really kind of helps things kind of move along when I know people are there and they're chatting and they're talking. No, it's not Michigan. And it's not Detroit. We already used Detroit. Michigan was an easy one. I kind of feel like I should tell you, Rainbow, those secret words, just so she doesn't accidentally say it the way that Minute Craft did it that other time. That was hilarious. Some of the funniest things that have happened on this channel kind of revolved around secret word stuff. We had people who suddenly figured out the word was Rapunzel, but were unable to spell it correctly to get the robot to actually say it. That was hysterical. And me not being able to spell was like, wait, why is the robot not saying anything? And that's what kind of gave it away. And then I like there was a battle to spell it correctly. And then there was the one where Minutecraft, who was a co-sponsor of the whole thing, accidentally messed up and said the word. Crazy, crazy fun times. Alright, so let's pan this thing back here a little bit. Show you guys. So I got a big board running right through the middle of here. That's just what's holding it against it and helping to try to keep the tension to stay even. So I think we're gonna wrap this up, kids, and get some rest around here. But before I go, I want to thank my Patreon subscribers, because without you guys I wouldn't have a lot of the cool tech that makes this stuff available, as well as the strings and stuff that I'm working with. So thank you very much. You know, even just the $5 a month thing definitely helps this channel quite a bit. So if you want to help the channel, it's easy. Just go over to Patreon, and it's /AKA_AWOL. And Isabel, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry, it's really getting late over here, otherwise I would stick around some more. Hopefully maybe you can catch the next one. We'll have another live stream on Saturday, and I might try to put together a video sometime during the week, so we'll see what we can actually come up with. So alright, but that's it for now. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me. You guys make every one of these live streams really special, so thank you. And before I go, I just need to remind you once again, don't get your strings in a bunch.